All right.
Kill, torture, and destroy. Many of the mutants, disguised as human beings, are walking the streets of Earth.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to CG Live here on the channel. Happy Thursday, guys. I got John and Joanne here in the house. All of us, some OG cinema drunks here to talk about the 20th anniversary of one of the best comedies of that decade for sure. I think it really cemented Apatow as somebody that I wanted to see everything he did. Kind of fell off a little bit these days, but man, he had a good run of some things, and he's still a really funny dude. And we'll get into, some of his. He's been around a lot longer than people think. He was a writer for 20 years before he made this movie. Writing along the sides of people like Robert Smigel, who is one of the funniest people in the world. Who is behind Triumph, the Insult Comic Dog, obviously. But yeah, how's it going, John?
Good. I was thinking the same thing about Apatow. I actually wanted to look up. I feel like I've heard his name around before this movie. I know, Freaks and Geeks, I believe.
Freaks and Geeks, and
he was helped create.
Undeclared. We did that show,
which I didn't see.
He found Charlie Hunnam. He put him in his first acting role. Yeah.
But Seth Rogen, I believe, and I think even James Franco were part of.
Jay Baruchel. Who's the other guy? Who's the guy that was fat and now is weirdly skinny?
Oh, is it Jason Segel?
Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill. Yeah.
Jonah Hill. Yeah.
But was Jason Segel also part of?
Yes, he was.
Those shows, Freaks and Geeks.
All a bunch of Canadians. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I was just looking at my movie lists because I was thinking, I kind of remember when this movie came out, feeling and I'd have to look at the list to see what 2001 through 2005 really was offering in the way of comedies. But I feel like this kind of comedy, there was a lot that I wasn't connecting with that was coming out in that time that was trying to be this kind of, whether it's American Pie sequels or the vulgar comedies. I was definitely more interested or finding that the movies that would hit my list would be stuff that was more intelligent comedies and not just the goofy, silly, stupid comedies.
Yeah,
I thought that stuff was kind of falling off. I think that Will Ferrell was taking off during that era, and some of them I like, but some I don't. Like Elf and stuff like that wasn't a big hit for me, and so I was feeling like comedy was kind of losing its luster, at least in this kind of genre, this area of comedy, like the R-rated comedies or whatever that were actually funny.
Well,
and then I remember, Well, I remember that year, and I don't remember. I want to say 40-Year-Old Virgin is an August release. So I think earlier in the summer,
late August,
Wedding Crashers came out.
Wedding Crashers came out and dominated.
And it was the big, oh my God, comedy's back! Look how funny this is. Rated R comedy. This is a classic for the ages. And I was sitting there going, no, not funny. Don't get it. I don't like it.
I think the first half was funny, and then it fell off. It fell off a cliff.
But this was the late summer release that people were like, "Oh, this is even funnier than Wedding Crashers," and
way funnier.
And I was like, I don't believe it. It took me a while to watch the movie because I was like, I don't need another one of these. Oh, this is the funniest movie ever. And I go in and it's not that great. And so when I did see it, it was like, oh my God, everyone's right. This thing is hilarious. And it was really kind of a new voice in comedy, even though you pointed out he had already been writing many things.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Him getting to be behind the camera and bring his stable of actors that he's already worked with. I don't know if Paul Rudd is somebody he had already worked with, but it just felt so natural, this group of actors that he had together and his kind of comedic voice coming through for a first time, at least for me, in this movie, that it was a little bit of awakening within comedy of oh, there is, as you pointed out, Ben, there's this guy. I kind of want to see what he does next. I want to see everything this guy does and follow his career at that point. It did fall off for me as well.
Yeah, but he followed this one up with another banger with Knocked Up. That movie was another 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up, like kind of in a box, are two really similar. They could take place in the same city with, people interchange people because they both have so much heart. And in the middle of all this raunchy comedy stuff, there's wonderful characters. But really quickly, before we get to Joe, I want to bring on, I don't know why he's going by Andy, but hi, Andy.
Andy.
oh, Andy, of course. How stupid am I? Now you can tell he likes this movie. And I also want to bring on Mark. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey, Mark.
How's it going?
Good to see you guys.
Spinning circles. Looks like boobs. Oh, there we go. Squeezing Bobak's head.
I'm the left and he's the right.
Are you sure you're not
Andy? Nice shirt, Andy.
Well, thanks for joining you guys to talk about this awesome classic 2005 comedy. You can file this under that myth of they don't make these anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that, Ben.
Well, not only do they not make these anymore, they probably wouldn't be able to make this today either.
Yeah.
Bobak, you look like you're wearing the shirt that they brought him for the speed dating. Oh, we lost him.
Oh, right when I was trying to look at the shirt.
Yeah, he does. Do you mean this scene?
And you are Gina?
Gina, hey, what's up? It's been a long time since I've been with a man. Spent a lot of time with the ladies. Looking to get back up on that pogo stick. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me?
Tuck your sack back.
Gina was one of the small characters that I always remembered. Like, I never forgot her from the movie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, Andy, you're back. But we were just quickly discussing sort of the origins of Judd Apatow, the writer director of the movie. He also I think he co-wrote Anchorman with Will Ferrell and Adam McKay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you have little bits and pieces of other people. You have Seth Rogen as the cameraman and that.
But that's got Paul Rudd. So I know I'd associated Apatow and Paul Rudd before that, but
that's right.
And Steve Carell was in Anchorman too.
Yeah,
right?
that was a breakout for him as well.
He was one of the best parts of that movie.
Honestly, I hadn't seen The Office, or maybe The Office didn't exist or whatever, but I had not really seen anything of Steve Carell until it was like Anchorman and this back to back, and it was like the way that he played those two different characters, and both of them have like their caricatures. He does a lot of like brings Andy to life in a way that he doesn't the Anchorman character as a real three-dimensional character. But like I didn't know what his normal acting style was for a while because these movies are not normal Steve Carell. He is playing very interesting, odd characters that are not the normal persona of Steve Carell. And it took a while before I knew what that was.
I first saw him on The Daily Show. He was that hilarious correspondent back when it was Craig Kilborn, and he was really funny on that. And then after that, I remember he had a standout couple of scenes in that Jim Carrey movie, Bruce Almighty, where he played like his rival anchor, and he was so funny in that movie. If you watch like the outtakes and stuff, he's just making everybody laugh. And he's apparently
they gave him the sequel. He got to be the star of the sequel.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, in the sequel that I don't know if anybody asked for, cared about, saw, or anything.
Okay.
I think he actually joined The Office in 2005 after
2004.
this.
2004.
After this.
2004.
Yeah. And I was I think he was shown after this movie later in 2005. It was like the same year, but because I'm actually just rewatching all of The Office, and then when I rewatched this movie, I was like, yeah, what a different character it is. Like he's such a great actor. Like I didn't see any of Michael Scott in this character,
Yeah, I was wondering if John was going to bring that up. Like, it's so different. Everything about it, like, because he's so cringy in The Office. I mean, that's the point. Like him going into the office and going, just making sure everybody knows it's his birthday. Like, there's so many things. And he's so squirrely and innocent in this movie.
Yeah.
You just like, and he's very similar to people in their 40s that I know today that play video games and, do stuff like this.
Come on, sucker! Now, pretty lady around the world got a weird.
I don't play video games, but I definitely do the second part.
I feel like I can picture Helmick doing all of that.
What?
Dude,
I can picture
need that
Helmick
chair.
doing all
I
of
need
that.
that gaming chair so bad.
Yeah, that gaming chair is sick. Yeah, I can
And
see
that's
how
20 years old. Imagine the advancements at this point in gaming chairs.
No, there's some pretty.
That one, I don't know. That one was a
Pretty
prototype.
sure they vibrate in a special spot now.
So, and I remember that chair gets a lot of love and a whole lot of screen time in the scene that you definitely couldn't do now, which is the, you know how I know you're gay scene.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Which is really funny.
I use that Coldplay line all the time.
Hey, I take offense to that one.
I didn't know you liked Coldplay.
Yeah, remember I had the DVD and everything. Danny and I used to watch the concerts.
Oh yeah, Danny. Yeah.
Yeah. Danny. He's definitely gay.
Hey, DJ Play Nice says Baba Ganoush. Yeah, that's from Wedding Crashers for sure. Yeah. Evan Baxter. Who's that again? Evan Baxter. Oh, that's got to be from Anchorman, I think, right? Evan Baxter.
Oh, these are the character names? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
shit. No, Evan is Evan Almighty, so that must be his character.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's right. God damn.
That must be the
I feel disappointed in myself for that one right there. But yeah, Bobek and Mark, thanks for coming on. What do you got? Give us your first impressions. Bobek, where did you see us in the theater?
He's muted.
You're muted, dude.
Just
I'm
testing
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry, Andy.
The dude, thank you very much. No, I didn't see it in the theater. It's something. This is the type of thing I like to watch at home, and it is hilarious. When you were like, dude, it's 20 years old, I was like, really?
Yeah.
And it's
Crazy,
still feels
right?
funny and fresh because it's just a relatable story in a way. It's not really set in any one time and place. Like, you could put it in the 70s, you could put it in the Stone Age. The premise, the plot is still the same. Lots of the jokes you could carry over to different settings. But there's a lot of things about this movie, like you said, that you just probably couldn't get away with right now. Like just the way it is. It definitely it's hilarious. Like the scene behind me where he gets oh god, I'm gonna rant. I'm gonna rave about this.
You look like a
man.
Mano Lantern.
Oh yeah, Mano Lantern, dude. But like, talk about commitment to the role. This is, when you're watching the 40-Year-Old Virgin, and anytime you watch Steve Carell, he's always the straight man. He never, he might laugh or something, but he's not laughing at his jokes. He's always playing his character deadpan. He's like a Leslie Nielsen or like one of those old school where you got the straight man, and he's totally committed. He's in character. And when he like got his chest waxed, like that happened. That was real.
Yeah.
No, it was. It was. All those reactions were not scripted. He was literally he said this.
Oh, you fucker! Oh, I'm sorry.
Dude, that scene is the first one that I think of whenever I think of this movie. And Miki Mia, the waxing lady, the actress play the waxing lady, I think she said in an interview or something that like she has never had any experience waxing anyone before. So they were just all going in cold. Just
I think you can tell.
Yeah,
there's something odd about the placement of the strips. Like, it seemed like someone that didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
And to be honest, I feel like every time I've watched this movie, there's one specific one where she does. I think it's the last one. Nipple? Where, I guess it is the last one on the nipple, but she has to pull it the wrong way. She doesn't have the right. She should have moved around his body to be able to pull it off with less pain, but she doesn't do it. And I'm watching that scene going, that is not the right technique. Not like I know, I've never been waxed. She should have gone to the other side.
Like she missed like a line of hair that was.
Yeah, and he gets up and leaves after that, and it's still like there later in the movie.
And he's got all the blood on his shirt.
Yeah, he's got the blood on the shirt.
Yeah.
You
Better
pussy.
you say
I love
that.
it when she goes, "You
Ad-lib.
pussy."
That scene, like, I don't usually laugh with a movie. Like, I usually laugh at how bad the jokes are, like how horrible the movie. I'll laugh at stuff. But dude, I couldn't breathe. My wife and I were watching the night. I couldn't breathe, dude. I was just not even looking at the TV. It was just replaying in my mind as it was on, you know, and I couldn't breathe. I was like, ah! It's just, oh my God. Oh, so classic, so classic. But it's one of those things they had to do it in one take, you know, and that's it, commitment. You know, that's how you're going from now on. And like you said, all the reaction shots, but I love that what's his name? The one actor, Romany Malco, who plays Jay.
Yeah, oh, he's so great.
I think he's the one that just walked out. He just like, I think it was him.
Yeah.
Just
No.
walked Offset.
Was it him or
he was like retching behind the scene or something? It's awesome.
Yeah, he's the one who leaves.
I love it. Like Seth Rogen's character is kind of written as sort of like a not a sadomasochist, but like he's just kind of up for anything. So he's like enjoying every second of it.
And you really do see like a lot of their characters, you know, like shine through, you know, like their personalities with Seth Rogen just being like a stoner, like goofball, you know, and then what's his face? Paul Rudd, you know, like, oh, she left me. And
Paul Rudd is he's the best character in the movie for me. Like,
yeah, I love him. He's hilarious, dude.
He's just such a fucking confused mess. You know?
He's great, dude. And at the end, the other thing I love about the movie is that like, there's really no like ending. They just suddenly break out into this is the age of Aquarius, and they're like,
"What are you talking about? He has sex."
I know, and that's it.
Yeah, what else?
That's it. And then they're just.
But that's the climax of the movie.
Exactly.
He wore her out.
But Paul Rudd is running around shirtless with like this Jimi Hendrix headband on, just totally committed to this dude.
When the moon is in the seventh house and Jupiter aligns with Mars and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius.
I know it's not the first movie. I know it's not the first movie to have.
Put it back on.
Well, that was.
Dude, I can listen to that song on repeat. It's all.
I know it's not the first movie to have sort of like a funny end credit scene, but it is one of the best. You know, it's right up there with the Something About Mary one. You know, it's definitely one of the best.
Well, it's fun because you know that like all the cast is there. Like you see
everybody,
the waxing technician, and then Mindy Kindling and stuff. Like even people who just have a few scenes in the movie, they're all brought back to whatever this set is on a hillside somewhere, just to have a fun day of running around dancing and filming this final moment.
Yeah,
looks like a hell of a good time for them.
They have the Indian guy and his buddy who was a serial killer.
Gary Bednob as Moon.
Yeah.
Shelley Malil as Haziz.
Yeah, Haziz turned out to be a serial killer, right? Wasn't in real life?
In real life?
Yeah. No, I wasn't kidding.
Or he killed like his wife or something.
He killed his wife. Okay, not
I think
he was
a serial killer, but I think he murdered.
He strangled his wife.
Yeah.
Wow. Cannibalized. Are we making this up?
No.
Well,
he really did kill his wife. I think
he killed. Yeah, he strangled his wife a couple years after this movie. Yeah.
Did he go full Dahmer?
I don't.
No,
believe so.
I don't. I misspoke. He wasn't.
I don't know if there was any curry.
Okay, yeah, but yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. You know, like that's unfortunate. But
he wasn't the funny one. Like what was the guy's name? Juke. Mooj.
Yeah, Mooj.
Mooj was the fucking was like, fuck you. Butthole play.
Yeah. Now, okay, is that actor also? I feel like this is like stand-up comics that just like we're hanging out, just getting, you know, silly and writing a bunch of skits and like, okay, let's put it together into a movie and it's going to be about this. But like so many of the scenes, like when they're playing video games or where they're like, you know how I know you're gay, and like, or like they're in the bar, or whatever, or like the fantasies from, the night, the dreams. It's like they just did a bunch of little sketches.
Yeah, well, a lot of Apatow stuff felt like it was people riffing, a lot of friends, but Mooj.
Put the cameras on, we're gonna have fun.
Mooj showed up in a couple of Apatow things. I want to say hello to Old Man Bird. Thanks for being here. Hey, who's been drinking my cinema? I think we all have.
Cheers to that, buddy.
We're all drinking the Kool-Aid. All drinking the Kool-Aid tonight. Anybody that's here tonight, thanks for being here. It's our new live show called CG Live. So we're happy that you're here. And let's, Mark, I want to get to you, sir. Sorry. Your guns are distracting me, man. So what was your first, what was your first sort of experience with 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I'm trying to remember if I actually saw it in the theaters or not, and I just really can't, it's been too long. But it does seem like something I would have gone with at least some specific friends to see, because I do remember seeing, because I heard you guys earlier talking about Knocked Up. We definitely saw that in the theater. But even if I didn't, at some point I came across it like either on TV or perhaps rented it. And yeah, I mean, obviously a very funny movie, a lot of great comedy, great characters. I mean, edgy for its time, probably just to different people probably still seems just as edgy. And actually rewatched it right before the show just so I could refresh my mind, and still found most of it just hilarious. And then seeing scenes that I'd forgotten and still finding them just as funny. And in some ways, ironically, a lot of the stuff that you see in the movie could even be applied today, right? Like just timeless and topical at the same time.
I find it funnier now, because now you're more like, oh, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. Yeah, it still really holds up, man. Honestly, it's kind of a timeless movie. There's not like a fashion sense to it. There's not really anything about it aside from its dialogue and characters that says like, hey, this is 2005. Well, except for stuff like we sell your stuff on eBay, a couple of things like that. But but that stuff bypasses your brain. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I had to laugh because there was that scene where like Trish and Marlo were talking, and Marlo was looking for her phone, and then when she handed it to her, it's like, oh, here it is, and she was holding like this very specific little shiny gray flip phone. I'm like, oh my god, that's the phone that I got. That's the same phone I had back then when I switched from like Singular to Verizon. I totally like.
Yeah, that's true. The flip phones give it away a little bit.
I kept my flip phone a little bit too long.
That's the thing. I mean, the early
I think what really gives the age of this movie away is that Jonah Hill's like 700 pounds in this movie.
Oh yeah, it was funny seeing him in that little shop, the scene in the shop too, where he's just trying to awkwardly buy a pair of really funny
skates or whatever.
But then he's even at that ending scene. That's how
I'll take them.
Everybody got to be at that final dance off or whatever. He was there.
Yeah. If you go and pick through that, I mean, everybody's there. I think even what's his Jay's girlfriend from the scene.
Oh,
yeah.
Like even she's there. Oh, I have.
So you actually wrote that one girl looked like she was hurting for a squirtin'?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hurting for a squirtin'. I wrote that.
He covered so well. He's such a good friend.
She was also in Knocked Up. She was the liquor store person that first saw McLovin's, or not Knocked Up. Sorry, Superbad. Sorry.
I like that movie too. That's another.
Yeah, that was another good one at the time.
Yeah. Did you guys watch the unrated version of this, or just the regular? Okay.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh yeah,
unrated
Thanks
version.
for taking it there, Virus. I was waiting.
No, yeah, I think I watched the regular version. Maybe I've seen it at some point, but I definitely didn't rewatch that one.
What are the differences?
Well, Stormy Daniels is a feature in this movie. So this is the only movie I know where she's like, I mean, she's still naked, but
is that a porn star?
Yeah.
It sounds like a porn star.
Stormy Daniels, the chick that Trump paid $300,000 to not talk about.
Okay.
That was one of the things he did to cheat in the elections was like, don't talk about
Stormy Daniels is a great porn star name, by the way.
But what is the scene? Can you explain?
She's like 2 years younger than me, dude. But anyway, so like, yeah, I just looked it up. I was like, dude, didn't she die? But she's like 2 years younger than me. So I was like, oh, yeah. But but so it's in the scene where like his buddy brings over all the porn, and then he's like watching the porn, and he falls asleep, and then she comes to him in his dream, and she's just like talking to him, but it's him talking to himself. And so like what she's saying to him is just the way the way the Andy character speaks, you know, like, it's just a vagina, like, get over it. This is an elbow, this is a vagina, like, you know, like don't, you know, but she's, you know, she's fully nude because she's in character as a porn star talking to him, you know, so it's definitely on the censored side, but she's got screen time, she's got credits and stuff.
Huh. Yeah,
I mean, think about it. They show
I don't think I've seen this version at all.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, the regular version's got a lot of skin, right? Like that speed dating scene where like the gal popped out and she had no clue. Or when they put that adult film in the background in one of the store like rooms, and they locked him in there with it.
Yeah. And those are both part of the regular version.
Yeah, that's the regular versions. Yeah. Now the like Elvirus, you saw the uncensored one, right?
I actually did, and I wanted to bring it up because I wanted to see. I couldn't find it when I was rewatching it, but I know it's out there, so I want to maybe just go on YouTube and find the deleted scenes. You know.
Well, there's like YouTube videos with deleted scenes, but those aren't all in the unrated version. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but check out the unrated version because I mean, even the deleted scenes are kind of funny. You know, I was just watching some of the deleted scenes where like there's a telemarketer that calls up. It was like, do you have 15 minutes to talk about your car insurance? He's like, no, I don't have to go to work right now. But and he checks his like schedule. He's like, but if you call back after 9:30, I'll be available. Make an appointment to talk with the guy.
They have that unrated version on Prime, but you have to rent it. You can watch the normal one for free for the next 12 days.
Yeah, I just kind of want to watch the scenes without having to watch the whole thing again because I just watched it.
It's on both. You can get it on both the DVD or the Blu-ray. But Bobak, isn't that where he's trying to jerk off and
he
people
falls asleep? Yeah. Dream sequence.
I forgot that was part of the unrated version. Yeah.
It's awesome because at first it's Stormy Daniels delivering the lines. But then after a while, they just dub Steve Carell's voice, and she's just still lip syncing him. You know.
Is that part of the scene where he's like getting in the mood? He lights all the candles in his own house and all that.
Yeah, and then he falls asleep.
Okay, yeah, and then that's kind of where it ends.
So in the unrated, he wakes up after the dream and switches the tape to "Everybody Loves Raymond."
Probably something like that. Yeah.
That's how the scene ends in the normal one.
Now.
Right.
In the normal one, he switches it to that.
Yeah.
Right.
I was waiting for the scene. I was like, dude, where is it? You know, when I watched it like 2 days ago. But anyway.
Hey, Scotty R37 says the Angry Indian Best Buy manager was whoa. Thanks for being here, dude. Nice to see you. Have an awesome show. Hey, thanks, DJ Playing Us, and thanks for stopping by. Oh, yes. 710. Not sure what that is.
Is that subscribers or something?
Not mine. I got way more than that. Let's see. Damn, Scotty. Hail DJ Playing. Okay. Anyway, sorry guys. Just wanted to say hi to people that just showed up. So, yeah. So this movie, as John said when we first started, this was released August 19th of 2005. Way on the coattails of Wedding Crashers, which technically financially was a bigger hit, but not a bigger hit critically. I don't think a lot of critics like Wedding Crashers, but it ended up at about 250 million worldwide, where this movie cost $25 million to make. And its opening weekend, it made almost 22 million. So you're like, okay, it's going to be in the profit margin soon. $109 million in the United States after its final run, and 177 million for fucking. See, this is why when people say, "Oh well, we can't do comedies because they can be raunchy or offensive," look how much money they make when they're written good and they are raunchy and offensive. You know, it's crazy to me that they stopped making these kind of movies for a while. I mean, you get occasional ones here and there that try to be like those early 2000 ones, but it's just like this movie made so much money, and it's just about a 40-year-old guy that works at Best Buy that hasn't gotten laid. It's all about the characters and the dialogue, you know.
Right. And I actually feel like, even though it's raunchy, I didn't find it offensive.
It's
like
I don't find anything offensive, but there's the, you know, how do I know you're, you know, how I know you're gay
oh,
stuff.
well,
you know,
yeah,
like,
there's that. That might be the one, you know, the one thing.
that's not offensive. It's funny, you know, but
you can tell
But
from
I'm
the
not gay,
casting
so.
that they all had a saying in who got to be bombshell number 3 in the background, you know, like they're having some fun casting that movie. I'll tell you what.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's that. I mean, that used to be the thing, you know, like I think Elizabeth Banks in this movie is one of the standouts.
Dude,
She's
thank
so,
you for saying her name, dude. Say her name.
she is so fucking great in this movie.
My favorite character, dude. Her laugh, dude. The way she's like, I'm like, you're a psycho bitch, dude. I love you.
Yeah, and he answers all her questions with another question because
Yeah,
that's
totally
what.
works. She's like, I don't know. Do you want to help me figure it out? Like,
That was great.
But I love how the story plays with that because it works on her, and then when he tries it again in the speed dating scene, it's totally.
Oh yeah, that was so awkward. It's not good.
Well, that's the thing. Seth Rogen's character, Cal, he sends him into the bookstore because everybody has known that this chick is just like
everyone's
a slut.
already banged her.
Yeah, so he does it knowing it's gonna work. Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Another
remember-
good friend.
I love at the end where like the last scene with Beth in it, and like it's where Steve Carell is like, "Get me out of here! I have to leave," and she's like warming up in the bathroom, and then Cal is like, "Yeah, we all have to leave. We have to leave. Everyone has to leave," and then like walks in and takes off the shirt.
That's the
Yeah, buddy.
I mean,
Lemon Pie sends in the second comment of the night that references the 2 bags of sand. Yeah.
Sand.
Well, Gavin, you know what was funny about the end of that scene too? It's like when they all leave, and she probably never saw that the other guys were all there standing, you know, right outside the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's funny how he just walks in. She doesn't even care. There's no freak out, no reaction. He's just like, "Hi, Cal."
Yeah, I think that's supposed to show that they're both freaks. They're up for anything.
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Oh, somebody new. Come on and play."
Okay.
Well, you know, they introduce all these characters so good, and Cal is. I mean, the first time you see Cal, he does this.
We went to Tijuana, Mexico, you know, and we thought it'd be fun, you know, to go to this show. Everyone's, you got to check out one of these shows, and you know, it's a woman fucking a horse.
Those used to be real, by the way.
He didn't say donkey. Like, the show is really with a donkey, not a
donkey,
horse, right?
The donkey show was like always the kind of, that was how people used to describe it. But
Yeah.
I just love how casually he's like, so the show was a woman fucking a horse.
It's so bad for the horse, you know, like it's like
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't actually like it.
Yeah.
No, dude, Seth Rogen is younger than my little brother.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. He
42
looks like
years
he's
old. He
50
looks like
years
he's
old in this
60.
movie.
Like, what the fuck? You know, it's a lot of LA, a lot of Hollywood living, dude. But he's also Canadian.
Yeah.
Huh.
That he is. Cyrus Blackwood says, "Bitch is running wild."
Dude, this is one of those LA movies where it's just like filmed around LA, and the spot where they work, the Smart whatever, it's a Target
Tech?
now. Yeah,
Smart
Smart
Tech.
Tech. I drive past it like to work like twice a day. It's right there, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's, you know, you can tell from the shopping center. It was a little different back then. They put up some signs, you know. But I'm like, dude, it's an LA show. You know, this takes place here. Although the address they give is Ventura Boulevard. So I'm like, is it my local Target or not? You know, but anyway.
Right. And Trisha's area code was 818, if I remember. I think.
Yeah, so I think it's supposed to be set in the valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though that main spot, it looks like it's filmed right here, but who knows? I'm not sure
Right.
which strip mall it was, but it looks like mine.
Yeah. Well, you know, they always film things, you know, like 90210 was filmed at Torrance High School, not in Beverly Hills. So,
Oh, right, yeah, but they just call it Beverly Hills or whatever.
right.
Well, Knocked Up was filmed pretty much the same place that 40-year-old version was. That was set in the valley as well.
Oh, okay.
I love that scene where he's like, I just had to walk 4 miles to Koreatown to get here. And I when I lived with Bobak, my gym was in Koreatown. So I'm like, oh shit, I know what he was walking through.
Yeah. But it's crazy when they put a different name on it. Like, dude, Encino Man was filmed in Tarzana.
Right.
I'm messing around. I don't know.
Well, you know, the OC was filmed in Malibu. The OC.
That's really gonna steam me right there, dude. I'm gonna get steamed up. Don't tell me. Really chaps my hide.
Well, that's kind of funny in Malibu. You think they would at least done it in Newport.
Newport Hills or something, yeah.
How do you make Malibu look like Orange County? Though that's the thing.
They didn't even try.
Straight up, yeah. This is what Orange County looks like.
So this is my first ever glance at Kat Dennings, who would, go on to have two of the best assets in Hollywood and continues to use her assets to her full advantage, which is great. She's also a good actress and very funny.
I was going to mention her part.
Yeah. Yeah. She's supposed to be sort of like a teenager, but I think she was already like 20 or something when they were making.
Yeah, dude, she's 39 years old. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So she was 19. She was 19.
Oh, she was okay. She was 19. Okay. Yeah.
39 now, 19 at that time.
Yeah, but she's got some of the best scenes. I love the okay, so he rides a bike
with a fake ear in your
and he's got a fake ear and he does magic. Awesome.
Yeah. And I love his reaction, dude, because I teach middle school, so it's like and sarcasm, and I'm fluent in sarcasm. So
or second language, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sarcasm is my second language or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about that scene, it's like, hey, good for him for just kind of taking it on the chin and then just having a just kind of a nice retort to go with it.
Exactly. He said he is the nice guy. He's the nice guy.
Well, that's the thing. Like Kat Dennings' character, for the first 2 or 3 interactions with him, she wants to dislike him, but she can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, doesn't he take her to get the morning after pill or some shit? What does he do?
They go to a sex ed class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they go to the sex ed class, and he's asking legitimate questions,
Yeah, and she knows she gets it. She's like, "You're a virgin."
Yeah, she goes. He's like, "No, I'm not." She goes, "Yeah, I'm in high school with a lot of guys who say they've had sex. I can tell when it's fake and it's not fake."
That scene always reminds me of Dr. Evil going to the family therapy.
I love you, son. Come to daddy. Yeah, but once Steve Carell, Andy gets, he wins Kat's approval, Marla's approval. That's kind of like when his character is starting at the redemption part, where okay, he's broken through. He admits his condition. He can admit it to the person that's probably the most venomous towards him, and then from then on, he's on the on the upswing. He's got through the crucible, And
she fucking loves him when she finds out he's an innocent virgin. She's like, okay, so you're not a serial
so you're
killer.
Not a serial killer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love it when Trish, where after they have their fight and Trish is like, I'm gonna go to him and he's off with Beth or whatever, and he comes back and she's like, wait a minute, are you a killer? Are you gonna kill me? He's like, no, and he comes towards her and she's like,
I think that was the only part of the movie, because I have 0.01% complaints about this movie. I actually didn't really, I thought that whole joke towards the end just slowed everything down and didn't work that well. I don't know what it was. Her whole her overreaction, just I don't know, but
because she found the what was the character's name?
It was all the porn and
oh, that's right. She found the box of hey, I got this huge box of porn for it.
I feel like a lot of the second
that little vagina thing from the clinic.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The anatomy thing. Yeah,
and that scene encapsulates a lot of the second half when he's actually trying to date her. They get into some sitcom. I mean, they actually have moments that are spoofing on sitcoms with the music and them riding the bikes and stuff. But that, there's a lot of sitcom generated comedy in the second half that wasn't there in the first half. that's not as funny, and like the first half is certainly the better half. There's still a lot of great stuff in the second half, and a lot of the heart that comes through in the second half is very important to this movie and the characters and their development, everything. And it is a really well written story beginning to end. So like you need it all to be there. But I do feel like that second half and some of the stuff with the daughter and the and what's her name? I don't know character names, but the chick that he's falling in love with. Her reasons to be upset in certain scenes and them to fight, it just feels a bit forced in the second half.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's the Judd Apatow 3 or 4 movie, definitely 3, 4 movies. This one, Knocked Up, This Is 40, and Funny People, I think it was, which I didn't like at all. Their second halves really slow down and shows you another pass in editing, because all of them are too long. This one feels the tightest. Knocked Up goes on for way too long towards the end of it. And God, I think This Is 40 is like 2.5 hours long. No comedy should be 2.5 hours long. I still think that movie's pretty funny too, but this one is the tightest. But John's 100% right. It's like, it's just, there's certain situations they create that don't need to necessarily be there.
You don't lead to anything important.
Because the movie's so full of great characters that I wouldn't say have their own subplots, but they have their own things. Things about Jay, things about Cal, things about Paul Rudd's character. Like they have their own sort of internal character development without actually needing to give them like moments by themselves or whatever. That's what I think the writing's so strong in this, is you have all these people that are, they're there to help out Andy, but in a typical comedy like this, those people would just be background best buds that he talks to in the sauna or at the gym for advice. They don't have a character. They're just yes men. And in this, they're not. They're all, every one of them pull him away at one point to try to show him the right way to do it. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the best aspects of the movie, is like they all have their idea of how you're supposed to go about it.
And you're right, it's based on and it's all based on their own characters' baggage and stuff. Like when David, Paul Rudd's character brings over all that porn, it's like he's trying to get over his ex. Dude, and I love it when he and Amy bump into each other at the dating thing, and Cal is like going off on Amy, like, you gotta leave my buddy alone, you're this and that. She's like, I changed my number, I changed my email, I changed my job, he's stalking me. And he's like, well, I didn't know that, I'm sorry, But
then he gets really fucked up at that mixer and goes to work. Oh yeah.
Oh, dude. But everyone is trying to like do it from their perspective. Like Jay is like, okay, here's my wife and girlfriend or whatever, and I'm in a relationship, but like I'm always cheating, so here's the way I do it. And then like you've got David, who's like, oh, I'm just pining for love with this woman I can't forget from years ago, and here's how I get through it. Here's my porn collection. Dude, his fucking porn is all VHS. How is there in 2005 VHS? Dude, that was like gone 10 years before, so it's like his character has had some baggage, and then you've got of course Seth Rogen, Cal, dude, he's just like the stoner freak, he's just kind of like there for the party. He's just hilarious, but he's just kind of, everyone's giving it their own take. And so I dig like what you're saying there. Everyone's pulling him aside and saying, here's the way to do it,
but Mooj does it the best. Hey, Andy, don't let him bother you. It's okay to not have sex. Not everybody's a pussy magnet. What are you, 25?
He's like, no, I'm 40. He's like, oh.
He's like, oh, you got to get on that.
Now, what about Jane Lynch?
Oh, my God. She just
her few moments where she's talking about her Guatemalan gardener or something. And she's singing some song, too.
Yeah, she sings in Spanish. That's so funny.
I love like his reaction. She says something. She's like, I had this body you see right here when I was 13. Can you imagine? And he's like, I'm trying not to. Or I don't want to, or something like that.
He says, I don't want to. Yeah.
So well with just the expressions on his face alone, like awkwardly sitting through this whole thing she was putting on.
Yeah, she's propositioning him, and then she kicks the couch. She's like, think it over. Jane Lynch is
I mean, she like leaned in and even sniffed him.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Scene stealer is Leslie Mann. Holy shit. She gets kind of one major scene set piece. And I mean, her character has some of the most quotable lines in the movie. You know?
They say I have to work out tomorrow.
That's such an LA chick. She pukes. Oh, I don't have to work out tomorrow.
I think everyone uses the French toast line when they're drunk too.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, so, Leslie Mann was on Hot Ones, and they go, "What's the line that fans just when you're out and about yell to you?" And she goes, "Let's get some fucking French toast."
Okay, Ben, you know I have my years of movie list here, and when I have a category, like let's say something like funniest scene, there would typically be 5 different movies listed with funny scenes from 5 different movies. Best action scenes, it's gonna have 5 different movies unless it's just Terminator 2 or something like that. Well, in 2005, out of 5 nominees, 4 of them are from this movie. The winner is chest waxing scene. The runner-up is Fuck Buddies with Jane Lynch. Number 3 was drunk driving, which we just mentioned, and then the last one was the poker sex stories when the first time that they're all playing poker.
Oh, you mean this part?
She'd be like, "Oh, me so horny, me love you long time."
That's the Bags of Sand.
The only other movie in 2005 to get nominated, and it was the 5th nominee, was Hitch, Dance Lessons, which I barely.
Oh, I like that.
Never saw it.
Yeah, with the Q-tip.
I kind of remember it.
Yeah, this movie's pretty much jam-packed. Like, it's not a spoof comedy, but it's constantly honestly, like, I'm surprised this movie didn't have more just like sight gags. It does have background stuff going on, like Paul Rudd's character freaking out and smoking and drunk and putting the camera in his butt while Jane Lynch is the scene you're talking about, John, where she's the fuck buddy. You ever heard the term?
I'm so glad you repeated it because her tone during that is so.
Jane Lynch knows how to deliver lines so fucking straight, like that are just unbelievably hysterical. She's a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do we think about who out of his 3 main bros? Call them bros because in 2005 that was okay to say. Who do you guys like the best?
Can I start this off?
Yeah.
Because I want to reference my list again because I thought this was interesting. When I saw this movie, and I think Bobak had said this earlier, when I saw this movie, Rami Malco, who plays Jay, was the standout for me. I thought he was so damn funny.
He was so good.
I thought his career is the one that's going to take off. And he won my best small role for that year. He won it. The others weren't even nominated. After rewatching it, and even other times that I've rewatched this, because Ben, we did our favorite R-rated movies, and I rewatched it because this was on my list for that.
Yeah.
I realized, no, I think Seth Rogen is my favorite of the, and now I'm very familiar with Seth Rogen. Like, even though his comedy is the same in this, I think he's really funny. His line delivery and everything. And Rami Malco, Jay, is my least favorite of them now. But while watching it, I nominated him and gave him the win for best small role for the year. And he is really funny. They're all really funny. But I have switched my take on it. And even Paul Rudd, I would say, is funnier than him now while watching.
Yeah, Rami Malco, like right after this, he got cast on Weeds, which was a Showtime show with Mary Elizabeth Parker. And he was on that. And I want to say maybe that kind of bypassed a movie career, or I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, I remember him getting some kind of like MTV accolades for like best standout or newcomer or something, because he was really great. He's my least favorite of the 3, but for
Did he get it for this?
For this, yeah.
Oh, okay. But then it's funny to look at the careers that the other 2 have had. I mean, they run Hollywood basically.
Yeah. I mean, he was always my least favorite of the three, but I love them all. I mean, Paul Rudd to me, like, is he has the funniest scenes of the three in this movie for me, but I probably relate a little bit more to Seth Rogen's Cal. Just I don't know, the way that I would approach somebody about trying to get laid. But what about you, Mark? Out of these three guys, like,
I have a hard time picking one, honestly, because I mean they both have their strengths, that they brought with their characters. So I don't know. I think the one that maybe seemed like he was kind of initially both at the beginning and end that was trying to help the most with sincerity was probably David, the Paul Rudd character, because he's the one who also chased after him when they talked about the rumor of him spread like wildfire about being a virgin.
Yeah, he chases him outside. Yeah, you're right.
He's like, come back, and he was genuinely just trying to help. And he also invited him also to that other time to go out to the club where he's like, look, you don't have to do anything. Just come with us. We're not going to force you to do anything. So it seemed genuine, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
And then of course, I mean, he brought that porn collection. If that's not really a good thing, But yeah, I mean, overall, it seemed like, at least from the very get-go, he was the one that kind of made the first big move to get to know him and help him.
That's a good point, because I forgot about that scene when he's like, Andy, and he chases him down the air
across the street, chasing.
He's like, come out with us, and because Jay is a piece of shit. Like, he cheats on his girlfriends. He gets him a tranny.
Mm-hmm.
And her Adam's apple was as big as her balls.
Yeah, and they're totally right. Like, the expression on his face, they're like, so what happened is you got a blowjob from a transvestite, and he's just like, no.
Yeah,
that's not what happened.
What about you, Joanne?
Well, yeah, it's funny because I remember seeing it in the theater and thinking Jay was the funniest at the time too, and I guess our tastes change, or maybe our current circumstances are different and we think different things are funny. Because this time around, I think Seth Rogen was the funniest. So and I really like Paul Rudd in general, but and I liked his character in this one. Like, I think he was maybe he probably had the best advice, but I didn't, just as far as making me laugh, I think it was Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen had the more subtlety to his comedy, because he, like, when they're carrying that television to that woman's car, and he just drops it, and you hear glass break, and he's talking about selling weed, or when I was selling pot, and you just see the woman's face.
Well, I mean, her face was like that the whole time, right? Because they were having this full-on blown conversation with her right behind him, and he just didn't care.
Yeah, they even stopped to check out the girl in the window and talk about her underwear and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, maybe not so subtle, but more subtle than the other two.
I mean,
he's just more of a stoner.
You gotta give credit to that background actress, right? Because I mean, her face the whole time, listening to this conversation.
But I mean, Seth Rogen's a really funny guy. He's done a lot of he does the same character over and over, but certain lines, whether it was ad lib or not in this movie, but just his line delivery at times is what got me. Like when Steve Carell reveals that she's a grandmother, and he's like,
yeah.
"Oh, well, fuck her during Murder, She Wrote. I bet she'll love that.
fuck her on her plastic covered couch.
Yeah. Maybe you can fuck her and she'll send you a $12 check on your birthday.
I'll fuck her and she'll write you a check for $12.
So I don't know if it's in the writing or
I love Steve Carell's like, hey, okay, whatever. And he's like, sorry, John. Yeah. John, you were saying
did we get yours? Did we get your favorites?
No, honestly, that they're all, because David, Cal, and Jay are just so different. They really complement each other, But I'm gonna be honest. The person that made me cringe the most was Mooj. But aside from Mooj, because Mooj has got a filthy mouth, and I was just like, But friggin' Cal, dude. Cal had just always just he underplays it, but he's like, yeah, so we're the donkey, the horse show, and TJ, and and it's like I don't want to hear any of this stuff, like and he just keeps bringing up that he just gets cringy and stuff, and he can sell it because he's got sort of like that, sort of like I am a goofy guy kind of demeanor to it, so he can like get away with that stuff. But I really, David Paul Rudd is funny, the David character is funny, but like Jay just always had me going because he's always flipping out. He's just always kind of like,
and he has the line that transcends the movie and became very big, which is you're putting the pussy on a pedestal.
Yeah. I was just about to mention that.
Well, that's one of Stormy Daniels' things is when she's talking to Steve Carell to Andy, and it's him talking to himself. He remembers what Jay was saying. And so she starts delivering Jay's words as Steve Carell's voice,
That's great.
Voice. Yeah, dude, it's awesome. Yeah.
Well, it also comes back at the clinic because the other guy mentions like, "Why are you putting the pussy on the pedestal?" He's like, "Why is everybody saying that?" That's the second time
coming up,
Isn't that the guy right in front of his daughter who says that?
No, I think that guy brought his son with him.
Okay, yeah. The black guy brought his son, and he said that. Yeah.
But Jay is like, even though he kind of gets his redemption and he has his like story arc and he becomes a better man, he's still a scumbag, and he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's a scumbag.
And like his whole thing is like, look at the size of my son's dick, and everyone's like, that's his leg, dude. That's his leg. And he's like, no, it's not. No,
that's my son's dick. I like that you have like little circles too, like David and Cal are clearly like close. They show up to Andy's house later to play video games, and it's that conversation in the bar where he's like, so you're gay now? No, I'm not gay, I'm just celibate. And he's like, I mean, that sounds gay.
I'm just gonna flip you in the nuts until you go and hit on that girl.
And I love it's $9 beer night.
Yeah, that sarcasm is great.
This is a weird 2005 when $9 beers is a good deal, but they still have VHS. Like, where is this in the timeline? Like, I don't get when it's really supposed to take place.
I had a VCR in 2005, but I didn't have it hooked up. It was just I had it. Yeah. But
really, 2005.
2005, yeah.
VCR.
Well, I had. Well, John,
John
probably has some good classic VHSs still. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I only have my movies that Joanne found, but I'm keeping my VCR for that reason.
Yeah.
Well, right. I mean, Blockbuster didn't go bankrupt till 2010, so must have been some VHS out there in 2005. So
yeah, everything was DVD by then, right? Was it DVD?
I'm thinking everything was DVD by then. It's probably Blockbuster was like trying to slang DVDs.
Well, no, everything being all physical media being sold was, but I still had my VHS collection in 2000.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, 10 years before that, 95 DVDs or VHS was still the main thing. So you're only 10 years removed where people aren't ready to part with their collection. They're working on it. They're building up their DVDs, but they haven't. Yeah. They don't have everything they want, and so they still have a bunch of VHSs in 2005.
They actually had a reference to the technology because there's the point where Andy is talking to Trish for the first time, and she's like, "I want to buy something," and he's like, "I want to buy this. This is old technology. It's going to be obsolete. You might want to get this one that does DVD or VHS and
that's
DVD."
Right. Yes.
So that's the future,
okay, so 20 years have passed, and I just did that. I went into a Best Buy this year and said, okay, well, what cheap DVD player, Blu-ray player can I buy just as a backup for when they phase this shit out over the next 15 years and you can't find them anymore?
Yeah, you can't find them.
I have extra ones because I have too big of a collection to let it go by the wayside because I can't find a player that works.
Dude, tell me about it, man.
And my remote
I got a game from
my remote was like one
Xbox,
button doesn't work. That's
anymore.
enough for me to go buy extra DVD players.
Well, worst case scenario, John, you can always get one for your computer and play it off that too.
Well, I remember around the time that I got my first turntable in college, it was a turntable that had a USB port, and you could plug it into your Mac, and it would record the vinyl into your iTunes. Obviously, it wasn't very good, but I remember people around that time were buying those DVD VHS combos so that they could like record their movies onto a different format, transfer. Yeah. But the problem is, and I think John probably knows this because I it's been a long time since I've tried to play a VHS, but the last time I did from my collection, it just didn't play anymore. Like the tape, the film tape in there just, it fades after a while and it just becomes static, you know.
Well, it is electromagnetic, right? So it's magnetic.
Yeah, it just sunlight, time, dust, whatever it is, you know, like even if it's in its case, it just stops playing after a while.
Dude, don't get me started on my 8-tracks, bro.
8-tracks are like the original Nintendo cartridges. You just blow them and then put them back in and they're all good, you know.
I got my 8mm, dude.
Hey, I want to say hi to Jill. Hey, Anti-Derivative Jill, thanks for being here.
Cheers.
I want to know what Jill thinks about this movie because she's got great taste in comedies. If you're still here, Jill.
Hi.
And in honor of Jill, we'll play one of the funniest scenes in the movie.
Who the fuck are you to put me on trial? I've never even met you. So why don't you back the shit off, all right? And stop with the Inquisition.
That's how you talk?
You know what? I don't have to answer to you. You ain't my bitch. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was made today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jay is like,
but the beauty of it is it wasn't, and it's still available to watch. You know, John, when I told you, I was like, hey, the 20th anniversary is coming back out in theaters. I went down like a rabbit hole of finding out, what are they going to edit out of this movie? I was worried. I was like, I bet you they edit something out of this. I never could find any concrete, anything to suggest.
And then release the edited version where?
Well, because when it was coming back out, because it came out in theaters for like a weekend.
Well, and it would put out an edited version. I think that would be weird.
No. I wasn't sure if it was, but I was curious. Are they going to cut out the, you know how I know you're gay joke? Like, I wouldn't put it past Hollywood to like cut all that stuff out. But
I mean, I hear you, but I sure hope we're not there yet.
No. I don't think we are. I was just curious, but I couldn't find anything, so I'm sure it's fine. But
I think it's just probably going to be the censored version, just because that's the only thing safe for theaters.
Yeah, I'm assuming they just put the. I think we're. If Naked Gun told me anything, it's like I think people are realizing that the myth of you can't make comedies anymore is just a myth. If you just make another movie like The Hangover, people will go see it and it'll make a lot of money. We have to stop thinking that it's going to offend a bunch of people and just make them, put them back out and get it back in the zeitgeist. Who cares if it offends? I think that they've always offended people. Movies have always offended people. There just wasn't platforms to say it, you know? So I think Naked Gun has a lot of offensive humor, but no one's talking about that. It's just a fucking funny movie.
Well, not many people are going to see it either.
Well, it did fine for what it was, but yeah, you're right.
But it's not a breakout hit where you're gonna. I don't even know if we'll get a sequel.
Well, you guys know a lot more about the money game in Hollywood. Is there a trend the last, I don't know, however many years, where the studios would rather put their money into like a big budget something than 10 small budget films?
100%. Because that's all they do.
Yeah, because it's like these small budget movies, like you said, they like put 20 million into something and you make 100 million out of it. That's a great investment compared to like $250 million and you get out 2.8, you know?
Well, a lot of them have sort of side studios like Fox. Before Fox got bought by Disney, they had Fox Searchlight. Fox Searchlight was like their independent sector where Fox Searchlight is where all the Wes Anderson movies originally were produced, and then Fox was a big company and stuff. I know Fox Searchlight's still around, but I think Wes Anderson movies are now produced by Focus Features. But yeah, like having you gotta, if you're a studio, you have to have what's called street cred. You gotta have like really good indie films that make $17 million but only spent $1 million to make. Disney's not going to do that, but Paramount may do that. You never know, but I want to say hello to Luis Navarro. Thanks for being here. Deleted scenes from 40-year-old version are really good. Yeah, I mean, that's the extended cut for sure. Yeah. Oh my God, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Circuit City. Oh my God, I forgot about Circuit City.
Smart Tech.
Yeah. Not as good as Initech, but pretty good.
Yeah. Dude, I feel like I'm not watching the same movie, but sometimes I feel like I'm watching the Office Space. You know, like just it's not the same, but it's
Initech? No, it's Diatech.
The banter. You just got like the buddies who work together,
right.
And they're just being idiots, you know. And like I keep waiting for him to go and bash up an old copier or something out back, you know. Like it just feels like one of those little silly buddy, you know, comedy movies.
Yeah. They have good chemistry, yeah, and both of them, you know, all the buddies have good chemistry. Definitely, Office Space, they're more nerdy, you know.
Well, that's what makes this movie work so good. Like I said before, the side characters that are helping Andy are characters themselves. You know, It's not like in Bradley Cooper's like younger days in his career, he was always that buddy that was just there. Hey, you know what you need to do, buddy? You need to get her number by blah, 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 you know, and it's like everyone's just there to kind of, you know, just feed the original character. Whereas these people are, you want to see a movie about David. You want to see a movie about Cal, you know? I don't know if I can handle a movie about Jay, you know, but.
I didn't realize that Steve Carell's wife, Nancy, is in this movie. I don't know if they were married at that time.
They were both on the Daily Show together.
Is she the one with the nipple slip?
No, she no. Like no. No, that is Kimberly Page.
That scene is so goddamn funny.
Yeah. But she's
who is his wife?
Nancy Carroll, she played the health clinic counselor.
Oh, okay.
She's been in a lot of stuff, yeah.
I'm just looking at her right here in the cast, and I was like, oh, that's the same last name. Oh, Steve Carell's married. Oh, he and his wife were in a movie together. Oh, it was this movie, you know, like.
Oh, look at that, Joanne.
Oh yeah, DDP.
Diamond Dallas Page's wife was the one who got the nip slip. Dude, that scene, I'm dying. Like Steve Carell just like going,
his face is great. Yeah.
That actress is playing it so good. She's just doing that like drunken wine mom thing, and her boobs are just like.
I don't know how you wouldn't realize that though.
I
just don't think she cares, you know?
Yeah, that character just doesn't care. I mean, they're fake, so she can't feel the fabric anyway. But that whole speed dating thing was hilarious. My other favorite speed dater was the lesbian who was like, I think I want to try it again. You've got you're my type, real effeminate, real soft features.
Yeah.
Bobak, you mean this girl?
And you are Gina?
Gina. Hey, what's up? It's been a long time since I've been with a man. Spent a lot of time with the ladies. Looking to get back up on that pogo stick. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me?
I love it. She's like, maybe we can tuck your sack back. I played that one already. I think that was right before you and Mark came on.
It was, he was gone. He had gotten dropped for a second. Yeah. And we were saying your shirt looked like that shirt.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I played it. Yeah. You know who we haven't talked about yet at all is Catherine Keener.
I've
always thought she was an unbelievably underrated actress. But man, what a body in this movie when she.
I remember you saying that 20 years ago and 10 years ago.
When she gets up and she's like, "Oh, the condoms are over there," and you're like, "Holy fucking shit! Wow,
she's in shape." Yeah,
she's in sick shape. But I love her character in this. I don't like her thinking he was a serial killer. I think that bit went too long and wasn't very funny. But her whole thing of like, I'll sell your stuff on eBay was fucking great, especially when he's like, well, I don't understand. Like, what is it? It's when Jonah Hill goes in there and he's like, I want to say Jonah Hill. He's like, I want to sell these like fucking elf shoes or something.
They're like spangled disco boots or something.
Yeah, very sparkly. Yeah.
For his
and she's like, oh no, no, that's great, but I don't actually sell anything in here. He's like, well, why not?
Buy, not sell actually.
Yeah, yeah.
The toe sucking girl. That was hilarious when they're doing like, doing his montage of like why he's always been a virgin, and she's like, I want to suck your toes, and he like kicks her in the eye, dude.
Right.
My wife just doubles over laughing every time that thing comes up.
It was good to know that he kind of like had come close, because like for most of the movie you don't really know like if he had ever done anything. So
he's not a bad looking guy. He's not a creeper. Right. It's he always got in his own way. Like he had many opportunities.
Honestly, there was a deleted scene that like I don't remember seeing it in the uncensored version. I just saw it on like YouTube deleted scenes, and they should have 100% put it in, because it's his backstory of why he's a virgin, and the scene is like a minute or two long where he's
they should have done that.
Yeah, they should have put it in, because it totally makes sense. He's a 6-year-old boy, and he's sitting on his bed, and like his very matronly mother or grandmother or whatever.
I've never seen this scene.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just they 100% should have put it in. And she's like, listen, you're getting older, and you're going to get these urges down there. And I want you to know that you're never allowed. Don't ever, like full demon, don't ever touch yourself. Like, don't let anyone touch you there. And she goes, every time you want to play with it, play with this instead. And she gives him an action figure. That's the start of his collection. And he goes, I will only play with these toys for the rest of my life. I will never let anyone touch me there, And
I think now that you described the scene, I'm kind of glad they didn't put that in there, because I like the ambiguity of not knowing why his interests are painting, figures. Like that seems a little too on the nose, but I mean, I'm sure it was fun.
But they totally explained it in like a minute or two, and I was like, oh, okay.
And Louis Navarro brings up another one of the great scenes. Andy turns the pictures around, and what is the song? Hello. Is it me you're looking for?
That's a great Lionel Richie song.
I can see it in your eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's turning all the figures around. But I love it, like when he's like Trish is about to jump his bones, and they're wrapping up all of his figures to sell on eBay or whatever. And he's like, let me just clean this up. She's like, fuck the toys. He's like, no, you can't damage the package.
She knocked him over.
Yeah, like he just flips on her, and he's like, get out, or she's like, get out,
Leads to a fight.
It leads to a fight, and he has this whole moment where he's like, you're trying to change me. You're trying to make me sell my most beloved possessions. You're trying to make me quit my job. And she's like, no, I'm just trying to help you grow up. And he's like, I'm out of here. I'm going to ride my bike home and cry,
Yeah.
But you can totally see that that's a real fight. Like that feels to me like a real relationship dynamic, like.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah. Why can't you grow up? Like, oh, well, whatever, like, I'm out of here, like that feels like a real conversation.
It does. And that first time that, he's going to have sex with her right before he meets Kat Denny, before he meets the daughter. That scene it rings so true. Like the very first time. I mean, at 40 years old, you should know how to put on a rubber. But like, I remember the first time unrolling the whole thing, not understanding that that's not how you do it.
And then the daughter walks in with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, why can you have sex, but I can't? It's so unfair. And like Andy's pulling a condom off his big toe.
Yeah.
And the boyfriend's like, teach me. Like.
Yeah.
He's done a bunch of freaky stuff.
I'm a virgin.
What's that, Mark?
That scene too that made it funny too. Remember, he kept failing to figure out what to do, and there was like, I don't know, a dozen condoms on the floor, and she saw it.
Yeah.
You mean this part? I love it when it goes back into his mouth. Because we all know, guys, there's like powder. And that powder just fills his mouth.
He just puts it.
And then he's like, "I am Aquaman." He's got one like on his arm. 2000s when he tells Jay, I'm gonna tell Paula, y'all are still stealing the recordable.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna tell Paula you're still you're stealing the recordable CDs. Yeah, sorry. He wrote that fine. I just read it bad.
And they're all like, whoa, hey, like don't go there.
Yeah.
So by the way, the entire you know how I know you're gay scene was 100% improvised.
I believe
by Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd. Like, so what are some of the ones they say? You like Coldplay?
Yeah.
What
It's
are
like,
some of the other ones?
You know how I know you're gay? You've got gay porn on your computer. He's like, wait, that's gay?
But there's
well, I like the beginning before they just get into the back and forth. There's like, you know, this is the beginning of like 3 conversations where at the end of it you tell me you're gay. He's like, there's the one where you're like, yeah, I'm not, you know, I'm taking time off.
I'm celibate.
Yeah. Then there's the one where there's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to look at guys, or I forget how he progresses.
Yeah.
But it's like by the third one, you say, yeah, I'm gay.
But I just love that they're sitting there just playing video games the whole time. You know,
yeah. They love that chair. They love that chair.
I think one of them, I think he says, you know how I know you're gay? You macrame a pair of shorts for yourself or something like that.
Yeah, something about macrame, yeah.
Oh yeah. You macrame jean shorts. Jean shorts. Yeah.
Yeah.
You macrame yourself a pair of jean shorts.
Oh my god.
Luis Navarro.
Those guys were all like 20 something at the time.
Yeah.
You know, it totally feels like that too. I'm like, dude, what was I doing in 2005? Kind of the same thing, you know, like just that no one was paying me a lot of money to do it on film, you know.
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
Well, most of this cast was probably not getting paid a ton of money.
Yeah.
Like it's filled. Think about this. Okay, this cast is filled with so many people whose careers blew up. Look at one name we haven't even mentioned.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart is in this movie for one.
Yeah.
scene.
Oh, that's right.
That guy runs the world now as well.
Yeah,
like
dude.
these guys all run Hollywood, basically.
Irate customer, and like him and Jay get all like ghetto. I was like, woo, a little uncomfortable over here, but you know.
And I remember seeing him being like, yeah, this guy, I've seen this guy, but I didn't know who he was. It was just like, there was a lot of people in this movie that were like, I didn't know them by name, but like, oh, I think I've seen him in a small role here and there. And they are memorable because they're that kind of performer. But in this movie, like they all really stood out and all just launched careers, huge careers.
It just feels like you got a bunch of stand-up comics who are used to just kind of gauging their audience and just sort of being on the fly, you know, improvising here and there. And it just has that sort of improv feel, you know, I mean, so much of this improv, but it's almost like how much of this was scripted, you know?
You can tell a lot of it. It's definitely the progression of the story and stuff. There's a lot.
Yeah, the structure was definitely there because I mean the beginning had a really good pace. Like it was just quick, but it was well balanced, and like you meet the characters, you learn enough about them, and every scene kind of just progresses very organically from one to the next.
Luis Navarro, Andy's agenda was on his fridge, dude. I love it. He's got his daily agenda on his fridge. Yeah. Love the movie. Hilarious. So good to watch again. Such low stakes. All the characters, they totally sell it. You know, the actors really sell the performances and stuff. And it's just fun. You know, it's nice, fun popcorn film. And it's one of those things where, like, there's really no bad guy in there.
No,
you know,
it didn't need that. Yeah,
it didn't need that. No, you know, and it, like when you talk about the basic forms of conflict and storytelling, it's man versus man, van versus nature. Well, person versus person, person versus nature, person versus themselves. This is Andy against himself.
Man versus vagina.
Andy's virginity.
Yeah. Man versus condoms.
Yeah, man versus condoms.
Well, you know,
that's win.
You know, at the root of everything, when Apatow was at his best, that's the way he wrote. Like, you have this raunchy story, R-rated, offensive jokes here and there, whatever, but it's all revolving around this like really good, kind-hearted, like Bobek said, low stakes, just fun romp that like just does nothing but make you laugh. It doesn't make you think about your life or like the choices you've made, unless you're a virgin and you're 40 years old, you know. But it's just like, it's a good movie to like be high and watch, you know. Like, it's the jokes are even funnier when you do that, you know. But yeah, it's just it's so good-hearted, and so is Knocked Up, you know. But this one even more so, I think, because it doesn't throw it quite in your face as much. The premise is the joke, but not really, you know. Like, you know, comedies like that, it used to be, okay, 40-year-old version, what's this movie about? Well, it's about a guy who's 40 years old that hasn't had sex. What's Knocked Up about? Oh, it's about a really hot chick that gets knocked up by a schlubby, quote unquote, ugly guy. I don't think Seth Rogen's ugly, but in that movie, he was just kind of schlubby or whatever. Those are the premises, and you can lay back on those premises and just be boring, or you can, you know, let the actors cook, you know. And I think that those are, Steve Carell is a devout Christian, you know. He's not a very offensive, like, he's not a stand-up comedian type of guy. He's a really quiet, low-key guy in real life, but he'll do whatever. I don't know.
Oh, he's American. No, he's American.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, he's.
Anytime you say someone's wholesome, I'm like, gotta be Canadian.
I don't know. I don't know too many wholesome Canadians.
Then I met. Well, then I met Scotty.
Oh, we love you, Scotty. We love you.
Yeah, he destroyed that stereotype.
Yeah, that's a good, Louis Navarro. That's a great way to put it. It is a great late night comedy. If you have people over and one or two stay late, and hey, dude, can I just crash on the couch? Sure. You wanna smoke and watch a fucking funny movie? Like, this is in the conversation for what we should watch. For
Right.
sure. You know.
Dude, I love that this is so old school that, like, in one of the montages where they take Andy out and get him all fucked up and stuff.
Oh, dude,
like,
yeah.
Open an apple pipe. They straight up.
Oh yeah.
He's like, yeah.
That is such a, like, before they invented the bong stoner move. Like,
Dude, I want to say I probably smoked out of an apple in the last 5 years. You know? I love that when they're peeing on the wall, and he's like,
I can't pee outside.
Right.
Yeah, dude, can't pee on the wall. He's all drunk. He's like looking in the window of the restaurant at like senior citizens enjoying their fine dining.
Yeah.
And no one's
they're
looking out
just
the window.
doing, like,
I don't know why.
I mean, I don't know how much those guys make at Circuit City or whatever, but they got a lot of shot glasses on that table. They're just shooting and
They
shooting.
drink a lot.
I love it when you just see the arm go in with another shot and then another shot.
Yeah, they just put it on Visa, dude. They've maxed out that credit card every
Yeah,
night.
I guess back in the day, I guess you just did shit like that. Yeah. What's
Hey,
okay,
guys?
John?
Sorry, I have to run. I have to go.
Well,
But
I
you
think
guys-
I think you did it already because I was going to go around funniest scenes of the movie. I think you said yours.
I gave you all 4 of my favorite funniest scenes. That's why I'm being the favorite. But yeah, this was a good time, guys. I hope to see you guys on the next one. But I got to run. But you guys keep chatting, keep talking.
I'll see you next week, John.
Yeah. Let me know all the details on that.
All right.
All right,
guys.
John. Later,
Good
buddy. Yeah, Joanne, you first. What funniest scene of the movie for you?
Oh man, it is really, really hard to choose. I would have to really think about the fuck buddy scene is really funny. I remember, like, I think in the theater that might have been, you know, the time I was like bent over laughing. It was the whole thing. And I think when she started singing in Spanish,
oh man. What is it, Guatemalan gardener or something like that? Like,
yeah, and then like the un partido de fútbol. I was like, what is this song about? Like,
and she goes off into her own world when she does it too. Like, she's remembering it vividly.
yeah, exactly. Like, I just thought the way that she played that part was like so good. But yeah, that's definitely one of the scenes that stuck with me. And but I mean, it's so hard to choose a favorite because, like, I remember in the theater laughing constantly from start to finish.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's definitely one of my favorites right there.
Well, let's see if we can get a little second of it on here.
Yeah.
And let me know if you guys can hear it or not hear it.
All right. A little bit.
Yeah, it's a little low, but
We fuck. I understand you're a girlfriend. Yeah, seeing somebody. I'm very happy for you. Thanks. She's great. Don't hurt you? You know, I don't really talk about my personal life. Yeah. The door's always open. Thank you.
Thank you.
my door's always open, so to speak.
Yeah, I know that was great. It's just I don't know, something about like just like the way her mouth looks when she says it. I can't explain why it's so perfect. Like the way she does.
Jane Lynch is a comedic genius. She's always so in on the joke. Like I think she's her in fucking Role Models, where she's like, you know what I did for breakfast? Cocaine. Yeah. You know what I did for lunch? Cocaine.
You got the good delivery and body language going.
Yeah. What about you, Mark? Funniest scene if you had to choose? I mean, there's so many, but
I think for me it'd be a tie between the poker scene and then the waxing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the waxing. It's hard to beat that one.
If you mentioned Ben earlier, if that was completely ad-libbed, I mean, that was great. Especially, you know, committing to the role of like, yep, I'm a hairy dude. We're gonna rip off some hair.
Yeah, he was a fucking animal, dude. Like that's a hairy chest. I mean, I got a hairy chest, you know.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I got hair too, but not definitely. I don't have anything on Steve.
He is more fair.
Man, that must have really hurt.
That was ad-libbed too, because that very first thing that he says when he swears, and then he apologizes immediately. He goes like, "I know you're just doing your job." So that's more real. That if he started swearing and caught himself, but then stayed in character and then apologizes.
There's so many good ones. Like I love when they hook up with the bachelorette party and they, who wants penis cake? Hey,
oh yeah,
Betty Cocker, and they all stop and look at her.
That was good. That was good.
We do, and all yeah. You go, Bobak. I still haven't decided yet.
Oh well, okay. I'm gonna have to give you my second favorite because the first and only thing I ever think of whenever I think of this movie is the chest waxing scene. Right. Is it possible for me to play a YouTube clip now? Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
How do I share my screen? Do I just go to it and play, or what do I do?
You should have a little TV with a plus in it on your StreamYard.
Oh yeah.
If you click on that, yeah. So go to share screen, but make sure your audio is also selected so we can hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, Google Chrome wants to. Well, okay, hold on. Here we go. Let me share this screen and share the audio.
There it is.
If she starts doing his pubes, I'm out of here.
Don't look good after this, man.
Yeah, this always seemed like she didn't know what she was doing.
Oh, you fucker! Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, how do I unshare?
Come on, Tiana. No, play more.
Oh, keep playing. Okay, I'll keep playing it.
I already played that clip. I want to see the whole thing.
That's just your job. Oh, no. That's okay. Let's do another.
One little patch looks sexy though.
Does it look good?
Yeah, it looks really good.
Does it look good?
It looks fantastic.
Look how red that is.
Okay.
This is all real though.
Ooh, wow. I didn't expect that at all. I really didn't expect that.
You got it.
Wow.
The first one's the only one that hurts.
Yeah, well, those hairs are pretty deep. Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Bitch.
Fuck! Suck him, motherfucker! You shithead! That one hurt just as much as the first one.
I love it how
That's
the
great, man.
Paper right next to him.
1, 2, 3.
Fuck me!
You know what's funny? You guys mentioned that like that they hired someone who didn't know what they were doing. Like, was that on purpose? Because I would have thought they would at least get someone who's.
I know.
Well, Bobek, you said you knew who the girl was, right?
Well, I mean, I saw like I read about an interview or something, and yeah, I'm sorry, the actress Miki Mia, they were like, so did you ever like work in this job before? Just how'd you get the role? And she was like, I don't know, I'm Asian. They need an Asian chick, something like that. And it was like I'd never done it before, So,
that's terrible because it's not really that hard to find.
Well, I don't know what she said. I don't think she said she was like it's because I was Asian, but she was just like, no, I've never done waxing before. I have no idea.
Obviously, it was on purpose because if they got somebody that knew what they were doing, you wouldn't get those genuine reactions. Quite. I mean, I'm sure it still fucking hurts.
Oh, it would still hurt. Yeah,
it's gonna hurt, dude.
But the way she was like putting it on, you're like, what is she doing? Is this how that works? Like. I would never do it. Look like it takes fucking ever. Yeah.
So, I was actually going to ask, have any of you ever had anything waxed before?
Nah.
Okay. So I have. I had like eyebrows and stuff, and it's really not that far from what you just saw. There's hot wax that they like spread, and then they put a little.
I'm sure the procedure's right, but
yeah, but
like a guy's entire chest, you just
that would hurt.
small strip to it. I don't know. It seemed weird, but
oh my god,
it would hurt a lot.
So that's my all-time favorite, scene, right? I'm losing it just now, just watching that. But my second favorite, I don't even know who the actress was. The drunk driving chick.
That was Leslie Mann. Mann.
Yeah, where she's like driving drunk in the car with him, and
she has him blow into the fucking.
A judge suggested I have it.
Remember, she goes, "Where's your car?" He goes, "I don't have one." She's like, "That's all right, I can drive." And she like does 3 shots, and she goes, "Boo!"
Imagine kissing that dude. She's just like,
We can still have sex if you want. And he's like, "Yeah, that's all right."
Well, the funny thing is, when she did kiss him a bunch of times, he was saying he could taste the shellfish.
And then the daiquiri, he's like, "Did you have a daiquiri tonight?"
Yeah.
No, he goes, she's like, "Sorry, I had some shellfish." He's like, "Yeah, I taste like shellfish."
I think that's my second favorite.
Said he tasted good, and he's like, "Well, you taste like shellfish."
So I'm gonna go that I think the chest waxing scene is the funniest scene in the movie, but there are so many. The speed dating scene makes me fucking roll. The poker game scene where they're picking up hints that he's never had sex before, like him just trying to hang with these guys is so fucking great and funny. There's so many great ones. The Missy, the drunk driver chick, is so great. I love that scene where he gets up, "Hey, what's up, motherfucker?" when he's super drunk. Tonight's the night, baby. Like, there's so many good moments. But I gotta go with the chest waxing scene. It's so legendary at this point. I've used it in my video. I've used the sound bites when I've done the Star Wars Unwound things where I have Han Solo getting tortured, and it's like, "Fuck me in the asshole." I've used those before. So great shit. But this scene is pretty damn.
Like, "Oh, me so horny, me love you long time."
That's where they all really pick up on it. They're like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?"
At that point, he just started really escalating the awkwardness and giving himself away.
What a great movie. I don't want to say they don't make them like this anymore, because I think they can, and I think they should. And I think if they just tested the waters and made like another raunchy R-rated comedy and just let shit fly, I think they'd be surprised on how many people would be very positively receptive to it.
I think it would take the right writers and the right cast.
Yeah, it would have to be good. If it was just raunchy and shitty, then that would set us back another couple of years, But if it was really good, give us like a Hangover or give us like something like this. Right. And I think people will be, or something like Step Brothers or, whatever. Yeah. Give us something quality writing, good actors, owning the parts, and I think the jokes will come off the way they're supposed to as jokes. You know, of course, there's things now that I understand. You know, may or not. No, fuck that. Go all in. Go all in.
Well, like I said, there's really not
people fat. Call people retarded. It's fine. Yeah. Go full retard.
Retard, dude. I want dwarves. I want fucking dwarves. Fucking CGI. Lord of the Rings. Come on now.
I want a dwarf to walk through the frame and people say, "Hey, is that an elf?"
No, but really, like I said, like there's really not that much in this movie. Like if you, let's just say you wanted to make this movie like safer to release right now as a new movie, like there's really not that much you'd have to cut at all.
No, not really.
So it is possible
really.
to be
Just banter.
Yeah, it's
exactly, Bobek. It's just some of the banters, which was a lot of the improv stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like the stuff that like probably, you know, this would pass muster today if it was made. It wouldn't be made today, but if it was, it would pass muster because the character, the actors, and all the production team, it's really what they're doing behind the scenes that will break a career or something. You know, like you can be
you mean like strangling your wife?
Like, yeah. Well, I think he stabbed her. I just looked that
guy.
Oh,
did he stab her? Okay.
I think it was, yeah, you know, so it's like, it's what they're doing off camera, like aside from their job or maybe even on the job, but like, it's not necessarily the content that will get you banned. It's like, oh, and by the way, I'm a horrible person, you know?
Yeah. Well, that has a lot to do. That's why I've said this forever. I'm not a very political person, and I especially don't talk about it on Cinema Go. But if actors would just shut their fucking mouths and just fucking act, then remember the days back, remember the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s? You didn't know these people. You didn't know their inner thoughts. You didn't know what they were thinking. You just thought they were the coolest motherfuckers in the world because they played fucking cool characters or whatever. Now it's like, you know, shit you don't want to know. You know, they need to shut the fuck up and just get back to making movies. A lot of people are like, what has happened to Hollywood? Why do people not go out to see this and this and this? A lot of people blame it on like the quality of the movie. And a lot of the times it is. But now you have it where it's like, well, I don't want to see a movie starring that person because they voted for Trump. Or I don't want to see a movie starring that person because they're a leftist. You know, it's like, or should not factor into the equation of movies. You know,
I mean, I'm guilty of it too. Like, there's stuff from actors or actresses that have said not necessarily political, but just their personal opinions. Where I was just like, you know what? I'm not watching anything you're in anymore. These just really bad opinions and takes.
Yeah, Brie Larson saying we didn't make this movie for 40-year-old white dudes. At the time, I was 41, so I was like, damn, girl. I liked you until now. Like, why'd you have to go there?
That and a few other things she said completely made me change my mind on seeing Captain Marvel. I'm like, oh, I don't count. All right, here's my wallet. It's being
why'd you have to play me like that? You know, you're going to be a 40-year-old white woman in about 4 years. So.
Well, I don't know if Captain Marvel was worth watching. I never heard
No, it was not. No.
I didn't miss out.
But yeah, this is a nice little end of the show capper conversation because this movie, Joanne's right, it's not that bad. You know, but again, if you watch it under a microscope, which certain people do because they want to be offended and pissed off by everything. And I'm not talking about right or left. I'm just talking about people that get irritated with things so quickly and they want to call it out. There's probably 20 things in this movie that somebody could make an issue out of that is nothing, you know, in this day and age, you know.
Could I just throw out there on a tangent, my funniest, my favorite gag that they just keep running through the whole thing is this dude with this fucking morning wood just pissing in his face.
Oh yeah, that was when I saw
what part?
Just throughout the movie, like from the beginning, middle, end, it just shows him waking up in the morning.
Oh, with wood, yeah.
Like a morning wood, and he doesn't do anything about it because he's a fucking virgin, and he's just like pissing in his face. And like trying to lean all the way over to like make the bowl, you know.
Too.
We've all been there, Bobak. We've all been there.
Yeah, the one where he pissed on himself was really weird because that was also the only scene where he sat down.
You know, that they keep running through the movie, dude. I was just like, all right, it's not even one scene. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, that was weird because that was the only time he sat down, and then he just happened to piss on himself.
Right.
I love the running gag of Michael McDonald playing on all the TV screens. If you play this video one more time, I'm gonna blow my brains out.
Everyone.
It's like the worst Michael McDonald song, just repeating over and over and over.
And friggin' Paula just has like brass cojones, and she's just like, "Get your ass on the floor."
Yeah, get your ass on the floor. Yeah.
Like, no, you won't. Get out there and work.
Yeah, this movie's a 10. It's a fucking 10.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked. So you just kind of like we're like, oh, it's 20th anniversary. Let's talk about it. Or
yeah, I saw that it was coming back out in theaters, and I wanted to go see it. And I looked at the dates, and I just couldn't make any of them. So I said, since we're doing this new format of CG Live, let's pick a night. We can just do the 20th, because yesterday was technically the 20th anniversary, but I wanted to make sure everybody could be on, including myself. So yeah, it was just kind of random, but I always found the movie so fucking funny. It's one of those things that, a good comedy can give you a lot of joy in your life and really cut you off from everything else going on, and this is one of those movies. You can watch it with your buddies, eating fucking pizza, drinking beer. You can watch it with your buddies, high as fuck, just eating whatever the hell there is. Or you could just watch it in the theater and the whole theater's cracking up at all the same moments. That's what a comedy should be, Yeah. And it shouldn't be restricted to anybody's sensibilities. That's not what comedy ever was. Lenny Bruce was the first real comic to come out and just offend the shit out of people, and he was a legend for that. So.
Yeah, I mean, laughter is a great medicine. It's also a great unifier. It brings people together when you can share laughs.
And it allows you to laugh at yourself.
Yep.
I wish more people could acknowledge that it's not mean. I mean, sure, there's mean-spirited comics for sure. But being able to laugh at yourself is a big part of having a good, life without having that added stress to it, so.
I mean, some of the stuff that I still laugh to today are like older Chappelle, or especially older Eddie Murphy stuff, like Raw and Delirious.
Yeah.
That would probably never get made again today.
Mm-hmm.
Well, comics are still going out and doing these huge Netflix shows that are pretty fucked up. So I think stand-up kind of gets sort of a pass.
Yeah.
It does get a bit of a pass, but dude, Eddie Murphy, when he did Delirious, Raw was tame compared to Delirious, because he was already getting some stardom. And you look at Eddie Murphy, anything he's done ever since Beverly Hills Cop, it's been shit, dude. It's been like Disney crap, like Haunted Mansion stuff, like, oh, I'm Doolittle, I speak to animals. I'm like, dude, what? Like, your kids aren't going to look up all the stuff that made you famous online? Like, you have to
reference Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm like, that's not Eddie Murphy, dude. That's not Axel Foley. Come on now, that is not.
Or Coming to America, like the original, right? Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, dude.
48 Hours.
See,
exactly.
Coming to America was after the first two Beverly Hills Cops, and Coming to America was probably his last hysterical movie. Like super.
Since then, he's just been cashing paychecks for like just having a name that everyone recognizes. It's nuts, dude. But I would love to do one of these about Delirious, man. Oh my God. When I was a kid, a little side note, when I was a kid, like little kid, and all my cousins and stuff were grandma and grandpa's, and after all the aunts and uncles went to bed, dude, we would figure out a way to watch Delirious, and just on like the volume would be on 1, and like all of our aunts and uncles would be like, what are the kids watching? They're all rolling on the floor laughing because they could hear us. We're just like,
dude, I remember, I think I was like 10 years old when I got to watch that.
No, for real, dude. Yeah, it was very inappropriate. And like,
it was, but
and the shit that came out of his mouth, you could not say now, like you just couldn't. Like, you can do stand-up comedy, you can say some raunchy stuff, but like, dude, he was talking about like, oh yeah, like I just don't like those gays because you get the AIDS from them, you know, like,
oh, dude,
like, slow down, you know, but hilarious, dude. If you guys want to do a breakdown on that one, I will do every bit from Delirious.
I rewatched it a couple of years ago, and I was like, it's not as funny as when I was a kid, but it's still great. It's still very intelligent, and
dude, we'll still quote stuff like, dude, when he was making fun of Mr. T being gay, he was just like doing a Mr. T impression. Like, boy, don't come too fast. I'm gonna clench my butt cheeks and rip your dick off.
Yeah, man, man, you need a interpreter.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking. Oh my god. Okay, side note. Sorry, I just want to focus on.
No, that's great. Old Man Bird gives us claps. Buttmaster 1 says, "Night, guys, great show."
Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. We drink your cinema.
Yeah. Social guys, this was fantastic. First episode of our new format here, CG Live. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna, we're trimming the fat here on Cinema Gulp. No more box office, blah blah blah. Like, we're just gonna get to the nitty gritty of our shows, and I hope people want to watch next week. We're gonna have an Arnie Palooza, which is for Joanne's birthday.
Nice.
So we're gonna have some Arnold Schwarzenegger games with an Arnie character bracket, an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression contest.
Show.
It should be. I'm going to win. I will win. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I think we're gonna win, Ben. Shit.
See you at the party next year. But yeah, that should be a hoot. That's going to start at 5 p.m. Pacific next Wednesday. So we hope people want to come out for that. It's going to be fun. We're going to celebrate Joanne's 29th birthday.
Yeah. And Arnold.
Bobak. I thought Lee was going to come on.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But
Lee was going to come on at one point. What's that?
I asked her before. She was like, "Yeah," but she's just been running around with
no worries
time right now.
So I'm guessing she wanted to come on because she likes this movie, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Her favorite scene is got to be the drunk driving chick, who's just and of course but oh my goodness, yeah, it's one of those things where like we'll watch. There's so many other little moments, little tidbits that are just hilarious, But yeah, so she loves it. I wanted her to jump on. She was down, but it's bath time right now. She's got it. We got to make a 2-year-old run around saying, I want to go wash now. Like, okay, baby, why don't you go and wash?
I think this is the first show that Bobek's been on in quite a while where we did not have an appearance from Lily.
Yeah,
right.
She's in the clothing optional phase right now.
Prequel Jane Lynch starting a smart tech with the 2 Arab dudes.
So funny, dude. That's so true, though. That would be a good prequel.
Well, the one Arab dude stabbed his wife, so he ain't gonna be in it.
Yeah, he's like,
they're Indian,
for the younger Christians.
All right, guys. Well, I think we'll wrap it up here. I appreciate you guys. This was fun. Any last thoughts? I think we're good. I think we said everything we need to say about this wonderful, hilarious film.
So show.
All right. See you next week, I hope.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right, everybody. This is CG Live, and we drink your cinema. Have a good one, everybody.